Kale floated silently through the outer ring of the Aethera space station. The metal corridors gleamed under the soft hum of the lights, and the station's massive windows offered a breathtaking view of the planet below, a swirl of blues and greens that looked almost alive. Kale loved this view. It reminded him why he wanted to be a pilot, why he wanted to explore the stars beyond. He adjusted the straps of his suit and checked his small relic device. It was a strange old thing passed down from his grandfather, a man who had once walked the Earth's last forests. The device was nothing more than a metal cylinder with a faint green glow, but Kyle had discovered its strange ability. It pulsed when danger was near. Most people on the station thought it was a toy, but Kale trusted it. Kale's mission that day was simple: inspect the outer maintenance units. He pushed himself along the zero-gravity corridor, gently tapping off the magnetic boots on the walls. His eyes scanned every panel, every control screen. He liked being thorough, even if it took longer than his instructors wanted. A soft beep came from his device. Kale froze. The green glow flared for just a second. He frowned. Probably just a glitch, he muttered to himself, though a small part of him remained uneasy. Meanwhile, in the hydroponics lab, Lyra wiped her hands on her sleeves. She was surrounded by green leaves and strange alien plants all growing under the station's artificial sunlight. Lyra's heart raced, as it often did whenever she was excited or curious. Right now she was both. The lab was peaceful, but Lyra loved to wander the station. Curiosity pulled her like a tide, and she often found herself in places she shouldn't be. Today she was checking on a batch of lumina vines, a plant species from a recently explored planet. Their energy patterns were fascinating. They pulsed with light, almost like tiny stars. A sudden vibration shook the station. Alarms blared. Lyra's heart jumped. Her hands gripped the edge of the table as lights flickered. Kyle, several corridors away, felt his device pulse violently. The green glow became a steady flare. Danger was close. He sprinted, or as fast as one could in zero gravity, was toward the source, pushing himself along the walls. He rounded a corner and froze. There was floating debris everywhere, panels torn from the walls. A small maintenance drone hovered helplessly, sparks flying from its circuits. And then he saw her, a figure amidst the chaos. Lyra's eyes widened as she realized she was not alone. She tried to step back, but a loose panel shifted beneath her feet. She stumbled. Kyle reacted instantly. He reached out, catching her arm just in time. Their hands brushed, and Kale felt an odd warmth, not from the station's temperature, but from her pulse. Her heartbeat raced wildly, almost syncing with the strange pulses of his device. "Are you okay?" Kyle asked, steadying her. Lyra nodded, blinking rapidly. "Yes, I think so. Thank you." Kyle noticed her bio-hologram display, a small wrist device that showed vital signs. Her heart rate was extremely high. It fascinated him. He had never seen anyone's pulse react like this before. "Your heart, it's racing." Lyra laughed nervously. "I'm a bit jumpy. Happens a lot." She looked at his device, glowing green. "What's that?" Kale smiled faintly. "Something my grandfather gave me. It tells me when trouble is near." Before they could speak more, the station shook violently. A deep hum filled the corridors and lights flickered. Something was coming through the outer ring. Something big. Kale's device flared even brighter. Lyra's heart raced faster. Together they looked at the windows. Outside, a shadow moved. Something large, sleek, and entirely alien. "It's not from here," Lyra whispered. "No," Kyle agreed. "And it's close." They didn't have time to panic. Alarms screamed through the station as lights turned red. The alien presence was not attacking yet, but it was testing them, sensing the station, its defenses, and now the people inside. Kale grabbed a nearby control panel. "We need to secure the section, come on." Lyra followed, moving quickly despite her racing heart. As they worked together to stabilize the corridor, Kale realized something remarkable. The faster her heart beat, the more his device seemed to react. It was almost as if her pulse and his device were connected, sensing the danger in tandem. They reached a maintenance hatch near the station's energy core. Kale pried it open, revealing the inner workings of the station. Sparks flew and wires hung loose. Lyra's hands moved with precision, her knowledge of engineering allowing her to assist. Together, they patched systems, rerouted power, and stabilized the corridor. Kyle glanced at her. You're amazing. Lyra smiled, a little breathless. So are you. For a moment they forgot the danger outside. Just two humans working together, connected by the tension, the adrenaline, and something unspoken. A spark of curiosity and courage that neither could ignore. Suddenly, the station shook again, stronger this time. Panels flew across the corridors and Kale was thrown backward. Lyra reached out instinctively, her hand finding his just in time. They held on to each other, their hearts and breaths racing in unison. Kale realized something incredible. Her heartbeat seemed to guide his device. Where she was calm, the device dimmed. Where she was anxious, it flared. It was as if her emotions were amplifying its power. What is this? Kale muttered. Lyra shook her head, equally confused and amazed. I don't know. But it feels important. Outside the windows, the alien presence hovered closer. Its form shimmered like liquid metal, changing shape with every glance. It was intelligent, studying them, testing them. Kale looked at Lyra, determination in his eyes. We can't run. We need to face it together. Lyra nodded, feeling a strange mix of fear and excitement. Her heart raced faster than ever, but she felt alive, more alive than she had ever felt on the station. They moved toward the control hub, ready to confront whatever was coming. Every step was synchronized, his steady breath, her racing heart. They were a team, and somehow in the chaos of the station that made all the difference. As they reached the hub, the alien form pressed against the station's outer shield. Kale's device flared brightly, lighting up the entire room. Lyra's pulse matched its rhythm. The station trembled under the energy surge, and then the most unexpected thing happened. The alien presence emitted a sound, soft yet penetrating, almost like a hum. It wasn't hostile. It was curious. It was reaching out, sensing their courage, their emotions, their very essence. Kale and Lyra exchanged a glance. Neither spoke. Words were unnecessary. They understood each other, that together they could meet this challenge. Their connection, sparked in a moment of danger, had become something more profound. The alien presence pulsed again, stronger this time, sending ripples through the station. Kale's device glowed like never before. Lyra's heart raced wildly, but she felt a strange calm under the panic. Somehow they were ready. Kyle took a deep breath, steadying himself. Lyra mirrored him, slowing her heartbeat as much as she could. Together they reached for the console. The alien presence pulsed once more, as if waiting for them to make the first move. Outside, the stars shone silently, indifferent to the human drama unfolding on the station. But inside, two young humans, a boy with a glowing relic and a girl with a racing heart, prepared to meet the unknown, to face a force beyond comprehension. Kale glanced at Lyra, and she looked back at him. No words were needed. Their hands brushed again, a spark of warmth passing between them. The universe had thrown danger at them, and yet in that moment they were not afraid. They were alive, connected, and ready. The hum outside grew louder, more insistent. The energy from Kale's device flared bright green, casting shadows across the room. Lyra's heart thumped faster, almost like it was trying to communicate with the alien. Are you ready? Kale asked softly. Lyra nodded, gripping his hand tightly. Let's show them who we are. The station shuddered again. The alien presence pressed closer, and then with a sound like a heartbeat echoing through metal and glass, the adventure truly began. The station shuddered under the alien presence, but Kale and Lyra refused to let fear take over. They moved together toward the control hub, the green glow of Kale's relic casting long shadows across the walls. Lyra's pulse thumped rapidly in her chest, but somehow she felt in sync with the device. It was as if her heartbeat and Kale's relic spoke the same language, a rhythm of courage and alertness. Kale, Lyra whispered, trying to catch her breath. Do you think it understands us? Kale shook his head. I don't know, but I think it's trying to test us. The alien presence outside was strange, shifting constantly. Its surface looked liquid, reflecting the station's lights like rippling water. It moved smoothly around the station's hull, probing, sensing, almost like it was studying their every move. Kale and Lyra reached the control hub and took a moment to assess their situation. The outer shields were fluctuating, and the alien presence was causing the station's systems to act unpredictably. Sparks flew from panels and emergency lights blinked red and orange. We need to find the source of its energy, Kyle said. If we can understand how it's interacting with the station, maybe we can control it, or at least protect ourselves. Lyra nodded, moving quickly to the console. Her fingers danced over the holographic controls, rerouting energy flows and isolating systems to stabilize the station. There's a pattern here, she said. It's moving in pulses like it's testing each section separately. If we can track the pulses, maybe we can predict its next move. Kyle's device flared in response. He realized something astonishing. The device reacted more strongly when Lyra's heart raced. Her heartbeat was somehow amplifying its power, allowing it to detect the alien's energy more accurately. This is incredible, Kale said. Your heart. It's helping me control this device. Together we might actually stand a chance. Lyra swallowed hard, feeling a mix of excitement and fear. Then we need to stay close. We need to move as one. They moved through the station cautiously, avoiding debris and damaged sections. Every step was synchronized. Kale's calm, steady movements balancing Lyra's quick reflexes, her racing heartbeat guiding the relic's energy pulses. They reached a section of the station that had been heavily damaged by the aliens' tests. Panels hung loose, sparks flew from exposed wiring, and alarms blared continuously. Kale crouched and examined a panel. These energy readings, they're not like anything I've ever seen. The alien is interacting with the station's core systems. It's like it's learning from us, Lyra frowned. Learning or judging. Maybe it wants to see how humans react under pressure. Before Kale could answer, a section of the corridor collapsed. They were trapped in a small chamber with floating debris spinning slowly around them. Lyra's heart raced uncontrollably, but Kale's calm presence helped her focus. Grab that pipe, Kale instructed, pointing to a loose support beam. Lyra lunged, catching it just in time to stop a falling panel from hitting them. The relic pulsed brightly, lighting the chamber. Kale held her hand. See, we're stronger together. Your pulse, my device, we can guide each other. Lyra nodded, feeling a strange sense of confidence. I trust you. As they moved forward, they noticed the alien presence had changed its behavior. Instead of chaotic movements, it seemed to follow a rhythm, almost like it was aware of their strategy. Kyle's device flared in synchrony with Lyra's heartbeat, creating a protective energy field that repelled some of the smaller debris and energy surges. This is unbelievable, Kyle muttered. We're working with it, not just against it. Lyra smiled, her eyes shining. It's responding to us. Maybe it's testing more than just the station. Maybe it's testing us. The duo reached a massive chamber near the station's outer hull. Energy readings spiked and the alien presence loomed just beyond the windows. It shimmered, changing colors from silver to deep blue, pulsating with its own rhythm. Kale's device reacted violently, green light flaring and casting sharp shadows. Lyra's heart raced faster and she realized something remarkable. Her heartbeat seemed to communicate with the alien. Every pulse, every quickened rhythm sent a signal. It's listening, Lyra whispered. It's responding to me, Kale nodded. Then we have to control it. Stay calm when we can, fast when we need it. You guide the device. I'll help. They began a careful dance of movement and energy. Lyra's pulse acted as a beacon, directing the relic's power toward the alien presence. The alien shimmered, slowed, and then emitted a soft sound, almost like music. Kale's device pulsed in harmony with her heartbeat. The chamber vibrated, but it was no longer dangerous. It was a test, a challenge. You're amazing, Kale said softly, looking at her. Your heartbeat. It's a weapon, but also a signal. You're amazing. Lyra felt a warmth in her chest that had nothing to do with fear. She realized that the bond between them was growing stronger with every challenge, every pulse of energy. We're amazing together, she said. Suddenly, the alien presence projected a holographic interface inside the chamber. Strange symbols and patterns floated in the air, and a low hum filled the room. Kale stepped closer, fascinated. It's communicating, somehow, but I don't understand it. Lyra studied it carefully. It's not language, it's pattern recognition. It wants us to respond to its rhythm. Watch the energy flows. If we match them, it will accept us. Kale and Lyra synchronized their movements, Kale controlling the relic, Lyra controlling her heartbeat. Slowly, steadily, they matched the alien's pulses. The room's energy shifted, no longer chaotic but harmonious. The alien shimmered brighter, and for a moment the station seemed to hold its breath. You're doing it, Kale whispered. We're connecting with it. Lyra's heart raced faster, but she felt focused. Keep going. We're almost there. As their rhythm matched perfectly, the alien presence stabilized. Energy surges stopped, alarms quieted, and the station's systems returned to near-normal operation. Kale's relic glowed steadily, no longer flaring wildly. Lyra's heartbeat slowed, though it remained elevated from the adrenaline. The alien presence pulsed once, then retreated slightly from the station's hull. A soft, almost human-like vibration filled the chamber, a sign of acknowledgement. Kyle and Lyra looked at each other, amazement in their eyes. They had passed the test together. Kale smiled, a rare expression of pure joy. "We did it." Lyra laughed softly, relief and excitement mingling. "We really did. Together." But even as they celebrated, Kale's device pulsed faintly, a reminder that the alien presence was still near. They were not completely safe, but they had learned something vital. Humans, with courage, connection, and adaptability, could meet the unknown. And even the most alien intelligence could recognize the strength of the human heart. Lyra turned to Kale. I think it was testing more than the station. It was testing us, and we didn't just survive, we thrived." Kale nodded, holding her hand gently. "And we'll continue to thrive. Together." Outside, the stars shone brightly, indifferent to the small human victory within the station. But inside, two humans, a boy with a relic that glowed with his courage, and a girl with a heartbeat that raced with life, had taken a step toward proving that humanity could rise above any challenge. The alien presence pulsed one last time, sending a soft wave of energy that Kale and Lyra felt deep within themselves. It was neither threatening nor hostile. It was recognition. "We're not alone," Lyra whispered, her voice filled with wonder. "No," Kale agreed, "but we are enough." As they left the chamber to continue stabilizing the station, Kale and Lyra moved as a team. Their bond strengthened, their courage unwavering, their connection undeniable. And somewhere outside, beyond the station's hull, the alien presence watched, curious and patient, knowing that humanity had much to offer the universe. Kale glanced at Lyra and smiled. "Ready for the next challenge?" Lyra's eyes sparkled. Always. The adventure was far from over. The universe was vast, and they had only just begun to understand the power of connection, courage, and the human heart. Together they would face the unknown, and perhaps inspire the stars themselves to take notice of humanity. The station had quieted, but the tension remained. Kale and Lyra stood in the control hub, their hands brushing together as if to remind themselves that they were not alone. The alien presence lingered outside, shimmering like liquid silver against the blackness of space. Its pulses were slower now, almost as if it were observing them with careful patience. Kale's relic glowed faintly, responding to Lyra's heartbeat. Each pulse was a signal, a tiny spark of human courage reaching across the void. He had never felt so connected to another person. Lyra's eyes met his, filled with determination and trust, and he knew they could face whatever came next. "We need to communicate with it," Kyle said, his voice steady. "We've passed its test, but it's still cautious. If we can show it we understand, maybe it will allow us to explore further safely." Lyra nodded, taking a deep breath. "Then we do it together. I'll guide the heartbeat, you control the relic. Let's show it what humans can do." They moved toward the station's observation deck, a massive circular room with windows that stretched across the hull. Stars stretched endlessly in every direction, and the alien presence hovered just beyond, observing. Kyle's relic pulsed faster as they approached, reacting to the alien's energy. Lyra's heart raced in sync, but this time she controlled it, slowing and speeding her pulse deliberately, experimenting with the rhythm. The alien responded immediately. It shimmered, its surface rippling in patterns that mimicked their pulses. Kale realized it wasn't just observing, they were communicating. Slowly, carefully, they adjusted their timing. Kale's breath slowed, steadying the relic's energy. Lyra increased her heartbeat, sending bursts of life through the device. The alien's form vibrated in response, a visual symphony of light and energy. "It's learning from us," Kale whispered, awe in his voice. "It understands rhythm. Our connection, it's a language," Lyra nodded. "It's incredible. It's not hostile. It's curious. Just like us, for hours they experimented. They matched its pulses, altered their rhythms, and even allowed small mistakes to see how it would respond. Slowly, the alien's chaotic energy stabilized, the flickering waves becoming steady and harmonious. Kale and Lyra's teamwork had transformed fear into a bridge of understanding. "You're amazing," Kale said softly, looking at her. "Your heartbeat, it's stronger than I imagined." Lyra smiled, feeling a warmth that had nothing to do with the station's temperature. "And you're calm. Your steady breath. It balances me. Together we're stronger than I thought possible." As they continued, the alien presence projected a series of floating holographic symbols inside the observation deck. Strange shapes rotated and shifted, glowing with an inner light. Kale stepped closer, examining them. These symbols, they're patterns. Maybe instructions? Lyra studied them carefully. No words, but sequences. It wants us to respond correctly. To prove that humans can think, adapt, and cooperate. Kale nodded. "Then let's do it." They began moving in sync, adjusting their actions to match the aliens' patterns. Kale used the relic to create precise energy pulses, while Lyra adjusted her heartbeat to enhance its effect. Every correct move made the aliens shimmer brighter. Every misstep caused a ripple, but they adapted quickly, learning from each small failure. Minutes passed, stretching into an hour, but they didn't feel tired. They were focused, united, connected by courage, curiosity, and the unspoken bond forming between them. Each pulse of Lyra's heart and each flare of Kale's relic was a testament to human adaptability. Finally, the alien presence pulsed once, brighter than ever, and then receded slightly from the station. Its energy stabilized completely, and the station hummed peacefully. Kale and Lyra paused, breathing hard, hearts pounding in sync. They had passed the final challenge. Kale's relic glowed steadily, no longer reacting to danger. Lyra's pulse slowed to a steady rhythm, though excitement still raced through her veins. Outside, the alien presence shimmered one last time, as if acknowledging their achievement. It accepted us," Lyra whispered, her voice trembling with awe. Kyle nodded, a wide smile spreading across his face. "We did it, we connected. We showed it what humans are capable of." Lyra's eyes sparkled with relief and pride. "And together we can do even more. We're stronger than any challenge." Suddenly, the alien presence projected a holographic star map into the observation deck. It displayed uncharted systems, planets rich with resources and areas of interest for future exploration. Kale's eyes widened. It's giving us knowledge," he breathed. "It's helping humanity." Lyra reached out, touching the holographic map. "It's trust. It recognizes our courage, our connection, and now we can explore safely. Humanity has a chance to thrive out here." Kale looked at her, awe in his eyes. "We made history today. Not just for us, but for everyone. The universe, it's watching, and we showed that humans are capable of understanding, adapting, and connecting." Lyra smiled, squeezing his hand. "And it all started with a heartbeat and a breath." Kyle laughed softly, remembering the first moment they had touched hands in the outer ring, her racing heart and his calm breath aligning perfectly. Who would have thought? The station's alarms had quieted completely. Systems were back online. Outside, the stars were steady, the alien presence calm. Kyle and Lyra stood together, hands clasped, hearts still racing with excitement and relief. Kyle's relic hummed softly, no longer flaring wildly. It seemed content, almost as if it recognized the bond between them. Lyra's pulse had returned to a strong, steady rhythm. She felt alive, more alive than ever before. "Kyle," she said, voice soft, "we've done something incredible, and I'm glad I did it with you." Kale's gaze softened. "Me too, Lyra, me too. Together we've proven that humans can rise to any challenge. That courage, connection, and trust, that's our strength." They stood in silence for a moment, watching the alien presence pulse softly outside. It was not a threat. It was a teacher, a guide, and now a quiet ally. Humanity had met the unknown and survived, even thrived, and through connection, understanding, and bravery. Kale and Lyra finally released their hands, but their bond remained unbroken. They had faced fear together, adapted to challenges, and discovered a strength that went beyond individual skill, a strength born from trust, unity, and human spirit. As they returned to the control hub, preparing to report to the station's command, Kale glanced at Lyra. "Ready for whatever comes next?" Lyra smiled, her heartbeat steady, confident. "Always." The station had survived, and humanity had made a first contact that did not involve weapons or conquest but understanding. The universe was vast, full of challenges, but Kale and Lyra knew something vital. Humans were capable of more than they realized. Courage, connection, and empathy could overcome even the most alien intelligence. Outside, the alien presence shimmered one final time before drifting away, leaving the station and its inhabitants with new knowledge, new opportunities, and a reminder that humanity's heart, brave, curious, and adaptable, was a force to be reckoned with. Kale and Lyra walked through the corridors, side by side, ready to face whatever the universe might throw at them next. Their journey had started with a simple touch, a boy's breath meeting a girl's racing heart, and it had led to a discovery that would change the course of human exploration forever. In the quiet of the observation deck, Kale looked at Lyra one last time before they went to brief the command. "We'll go further," he said softly. Lyra nodded, her eyes reflecting the stars outside. "And we'll face it together." And as the station drifted through space, carrying its human crew toward new worlds, Kale and Lyra knew that the universe had finally taken notice of humanity, not as conquerors, but as explorers capable of connection, courage, and hope. Their adventure was far from over, but one thing was certain: together, they could meet anything the stars had in store.